Hello and welcome to lesson 20 out of the first 50 lessons that we're doing of A Course in Miracles, which I'm using the white edition, book B, which is the lessons, and the teacher's manual, and book A, of course, is the text. If you've never heard of A Course in Miracles, go back to lesson 1 or go back to the introduction and have a listen. This video is not for you. Okay, so lesson 20, I'm determined to see, and I'm just going to read through it and make whatever commentary I think that is relevant for me, which may be helpful if it is, if it isn't, whatever. All right, and that's one of the things in doing anything. You'll find that anything on the spiritual plane anyway, you'll find that if you're on social media, there are groups and chat rooms and all sorts of things set up and devoted to the idea of studying different texts and scriptures and all sorts of stuff. And you can get lost in there forever in all those things, just drifting from one group to the next, looking for someone who makes sense or something that clicks or, but the determination that you have, and that's what this lesson is going to say, I'm determined to see, the determination that you have to find that fulfillment within yourself, to undergo whatever is required, whatever it takes to be reborn, to bring your life full circle. That determination is what it is that is going to make those light bulbs come on and those aha moments. You can't do anything half-hearted. I mean, in the Bible, Jesus says either be hot or be cold. I mean, you're either in or you're out. You can't be half in, half out. There's no such thing as a half peaceful mind. All right, so, and the goal of this course is inner peace. All right, say that back to me. That's just kind of a funny piss take there from one of my old teachers. Say it. Anyway, don't want to get off the track there. But it's helpful, it's like it's helpful to hear what it is that you're about. You have to remind yourself of this as often as you can and as passionately and as determinedly as you can, because the mind is constantly in the habituation of getting caught up in the external miasma of bloody comings and goings of the form association, and the old saying, the first step to hell is a step on a slippery slope or something. It's very true. But it only takes one step off the path, and you don't even know you're off the path, because being off the path is what confusion is. Right? And if you find that you're trying to analyze and look for answers and figure out where you're at, which is a big mistake in your thinking, that means you're off the path, right? Off the path is, I don't need to know where I'm at. I don't need to know what anything is. I don't need to know if there is an at even to be where I am. I'm just living in the peace of God, and I'm experiencing myself as whole and perfect in this moment. So, lesson 20, I'm determined to see. We have been quite casual about our practice periods thus far. Funny idea about being casual, isn't it? So I hate to think what formal was. So we have been quite casual about our practice periods thus far. There has been virtually no attempt to direct the time for undertaking them. Minimal effort has been required, and not even active cooperation and interest have been asked. This casual approach has been intentional and very carefully planned. We have not lost sight of the crucial importance of the reversal of your thinking. The salvation of the world depends upon it. Yet you will not see it if you regard yourself as being coerced and if you give in to resentment and opposition. Right? You've got to do this because you want to do it. And the big mistake that you can have is to feed that spiritual ego that says, "Oh, no, I have to do this because this is The next thing, it's like, do you want to do it? Do you want inner peace? You know, the first block to peace that this course will tell you that there is the desire to get rid of it. So obviously in answering that question, no, I don't want inner peace. I'm all fucked up. I need a miracle. Right? I need a miracle. I need something to happen. I'm going to apply the principles of these lessons in my daily life and expose in me that block, that first block wherein, I see that I don't want inner peace. I did this, I did that, and that happened. Obviously, I don't want inner peace. I'm manifesting situations that I enjoy reacting to disturb my inner peace. Can you hear that? I'm doing it deliberately. The primal programming for the human experience is to deny God. I'm here in an experience of finding myself in the physical plane. I don't know where God is, what God is, if there even is a God. I don't know any of that shit. It's not that you don't know, right? You know perfectly well. I chose to come here to deny God, to deny my truth. I'm getting the results of that, you know. And even though I'm sitting here saying, well, no, I'm on a journey to God, so I can't possibly have denied God. I mean, the idea of denying God is validation of God, right? But the mind still works in that egoic way wherein I'm actually subconsciously sabotaging my own best interests all the time and wanting to blame it on someone else or something else and not put my finger here in remembrance of the fact that I chose this. It was my choice to come. I jumped into the gladiators arena and they've let out everything at me. I thought it would be a fair fight. No one told me I was going to fight a lion with my bare hands. And that's what life can seem like sometimes, you know. So it's just funny. Taking responsibility, you know, it's like, oh, God damn, I'm stupid. This is our first attempt to introduce structure. Do not misconstrue it as an effort to exert force or pressure. Right? You want salvation. You want to be happy. You want peace. Damn right I do, because I'm sick of my shit. Right? You do not have them now because your minds are totally undisciplined and you cannot distinguish between joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, love and fear. You are now learning how to tell them apart. Oh, thank you, Jesus. And great indeed will be your reward. Your decision to see is all that vision requires. Right, you have to make that choice, your decision. Right, it's my decision to call upon the Holy Spirit. It's my decision to see as through Christ's vision, if you want to call it that. And that's all it requires. Right, the universe will arrange everything else when I open that door in my own mind. But first, I have to realize that I'm the one that shut the door. Right, no one else is doing this to me. Do not mistake the little effort that is asked of you for a sign that our goal is of little worth. Can the salvation of the world be a trivial purpose? And can the world be saved if you are not? God has one Son, and he is the resurrection and the life. Whoa. His will is done because all power is given him in heaven and on earth. In your determination to see is vision given you. Right? You've got to ask for it. Asking you shall receive. The exercises for today consist in reminding yourselves throughout the day that you want to see. Today's idea also tacitly implies a recognition that you do not see now. That's pretty obvious. Therefore, as you repeat the idea, you are stating that you are determined to change your present state for a better one, and one you really want. Repeat today's idea slowly and positively, at least twice an hour today, attempting to do so every half hour. All right? I'm determined to see. Say it out loud. Who cares if there's somebody around you? Just say it out loud. I'm determined to see. Right? Do not be distressed if you forget to do so, but make a real effort to remember. Write it on your arm in a big black pen if you need to. Okay? The extra repetitions should be applied to any situation, person, or event which upsets you. You can see them differently, and you will. What you desire, you will see. Such is the real law of cause and effect as it operates in the world. What you desire, you will see. Such is the real law of cause and effect as it operates in the world. Right? And I think that's the end of the lesson. Yep. So, what you desire, you will see. Right? If I'm seeing pain, suffering, and death, it's because that's what I desire. And I can sit here and shake my head and, no, I don't want that. No, that's not what I want to see. It's like, hang on a minute, you're obviously full of shit. If that's what you're seeing, that's what you want, right? Now you have to uncover or confront, probably better, confront that block in you, right? It's no good to sit here in denial and go, no, that's not me, that's somebody else, right? It's happening to me because I want it, right? I've got a head cold because I want a head cold. I've got something going on at work because that's what I want to happen. Everything, right? And the good news is that one thing is linked to another thing to another thing. We have these circular repetitions of things that happen to us in our lives again and again and again. And we have an association with them, right? And in our minds, these little synapses go pop, 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 and fire and put everything into like packages. Oh yeah, this here, I know what this is because all these other things that talk about it tell me that this is this. Right? When you heal one of those things, pop, 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 it breaks apart the synapses that are controlling the memory and recall functions attributed to that, and you stop projecting that out into the world. When you stop projecting it out there, it's not that it won't continue to be a part of the worldly system of value and everything else, but you will no longer react to it. You'll be in the world, but not of it. Right, which will be really nice. But being honest, being honest about where you find yourself, it's like, obviously I'm experiencing all this shit because I want it. I must be insane. Yes! I'm completely fucking nuts, right? And that's the admission you have to make. If you go to AA, for Alcoholics Anonymous, you have to make the admission, I'm an alcoholic. Oh, I'm not an alcoholic, I just want to cut down. It's like, no, you're a fucking alcoholic. You can't manage to cut down on your own. That's why you're here. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. You'll be at home cutting down. But I'm not an alcoholic. All right, off you go. Come back when you can admit you're an alcoholic. Because until you can confront that in you, until you can admit to it, until you can take responsibility for the total situation that you find yourself in, nothing's going to change. Right? Inner peace is total. Salvation is total. There are no half measures. There's no partly, I like this bit, I don't like that bit. It's the whole thing. When Jesus says, give up the world and follow me, he didn't just say, give up the bits you don't like. It's give up the whole fucking lot. Let's get out of here. Do you want to come back and repeat another cycle around this fucking universe, around the galaxy? No. Look at the world. Look what's going on. But I don't want you to feel coerced, which is what this lesson says. You go and look at it for yourself. If you're not ready to do these lessons with me right now, then maybe 500 years or 1,000 years, someone else will be sitting here talking to you, and maybe you'll realize, oh shit, I'm determined. I'm determined to see. All right. Well, I love you. That's about it. Tomorrow, lesson 21. And we're going to get into the nice lessons soon, into the holier ones. We're already starting to talk about God and God's Son and salvation and everything like that. And those are the more gentle lessons. These ones, they should be dislodging you. They should be a confrontation. They should be as in your face as possible. It's an awesome thing to have that, to pop all those bubbles of illusion where we think that the world is our home and everything, and just because we've got some money and we've got some thing and everything, we're all safe from everything. We can live in that la-la land forever and ever and ever and keep coming back here again and again and having different cycles of experience. But when you realise it, when you realise that I don't know what the fuck anything's for. We're all just making it up as we go along. Then you begin to really want answers, and you have to be determined to get those answers. Right? Half-heartedness avails you nothing. A partly trained mind is an untrained mind. Right? You have to overlearn this course to learn it. So if you haven't read the text yet, or if you're just doing these lessons, read some of the text as well. Get into it, right? Make the effort, be determined, and ask for up there, Jesus, to support you. Help me to read this, Jesus. The kids are distracting me. That's happening. I'm worried about work, all this shit. I just want to be able to do my lesson. I need a miracle, right? And you got to ask from the heart. It's not about the words. It's from here. God knows what you want before you ask. All right, so tomorrow I'm determined to see things differently, and I'll catch you then. Peace.